All right, how you doing? How's it going, everyone? How you been? Where you been? I've been here waiting out these storms and caught a nice day. Last Sunday, I believe it was probably the 11th, or no, excuse me, it was the 12th. I went to Near Mint Sunday at the Brookhurst Community Center in Anaheim, and had another good show. I worked the night before and it was daylight savings time, so we sprung forward an hour. So I didn't actually get to the Near Mint Sunday until 3:30, so only a half an hour to go. Just in time to see all of the participants, all the vendors packing up, and immediately walking in, they're offering to sell you a box of comics, almost blind.
Box we left on your doorstep.
Yeah.
A long box of comics at a significantly reduced rate. And, I'm trying to slim down the collection a little bit. But I did find a guy from, shout out to Finest City Comics. They're on eBay as well. Nice guy out of San Diego. Said, I'll sell you a long box of comics. And here's 15 long boxes from which you can make your own long box. So I did that. I didn't bring much cash, so I did like a little bit paper money and then the rest PayPal. And he didn't rush me, but I don't want to hold him up. He had a 3-hour drive ahead of him, so I just started power grabbing blocks of books, anything I liked, vampblade, Jim Lee Uncanny X-Men, some sensational Spideys I thought maybe some friends would like, the Spectre, Punisher, Batman, Catwoman. And before I knew it, I'd come up with the long box, and basically walked out. And then I just been going to my LCS, Hideout Comics in downtown Fullerton, and the Comic Hideout. I defected to a different. Anyway, here's some Lone Star Comics stuff. I'm just gonna kind of jump into what I have in this box. Here is, I believe it's the first appearance of Thor Frog, and being a lover of poison dart frogs and pretty much all amphibians. From 1985, here's the Mighty Thor 3. Sorry, something popped up on my phone. 364. So that's pretty cool. I don't know if this was what I wanted. It's supposed to be this Still Keown, the Incredible Hulk cover. You tell me, is this meant to be a reprint of the third print? Because my eyes aren't what they used to be. I don't know, is this the lime green from third print? Maybe it's a little off. Maybe that's what they were going for and they just used the wrong ink, but anyway, Savage Dragon 264. I guess I went with the 1970s Bronze Age Marvel trade dress. So, the story of Paul.
It's just between y'all.
What'd you fucking ask me about it for? Asshole.
It's a miracle this book ever came out, man.
Shut your pie hole! We're working here!
By Neil Gaiman, Mark Buckingham. My buddy Kyle Rowe was saying that on his side of the pond, these Batman, Guardian of Gotham books go for a little something. I got mine cheap, but that might be because I went with fine copies from Lone Star. And the people at Lone Star are really cool about cutting the price way, way down once you venture south of Very Fine. So, love that. I love this sinister Batman. So in this Elseworld story, Two-Face is a piece of cheeks. Batman's a bad guy, and Alfred is the ultimate bangable chick. This sinister Batman looks pretty cool. I want to see what it's about. And I got these both for under $10, so they're square-bound books, so they don't get wrecked too bad. I'm chilled about this book. I'm really goose pimples about Betty, the final girl. I would like to see one of Veronica, but she seems like the first chick to get whacked in the flick. This is a one shot. I feel like if they make one of Ronnie, it's just going to be like a little ashcan 2-pager. She emerges from the shower, answers the phone. Sinister figure approaches from out of the closet and zap. Zooey, mama. All right, so I love animated Batman so much. I'm on board with this. The Adventures Continue Season 3. I thought it was a cool cover. I don't know if I'm getting this monthly. I don't know if I just pre-ordered this or if I subbed it. Still learning. I am glad to see that I seem to be on a monthly or bi-monthly stance. Not bi-monthly, that's twice a month. Every other monthly tarot. I got my 138 here. There's really no way to do this if you want both covers, because if you order two, a lot of times you'll get two of the same cover. But every month tarot, Jim Balent does an A and B. I'm just grateful for whatever this be. But this one right here, Ryder D. Grayson. Okay, I guess they got the living embodiment of Robin to write this book, but it's penciled by Jim Balent, Catwoman, 1 million. It's good to know they're still going to be making this book that far down the road. But, man, oh man. I usually don't get these cosplay covers, but here is Sonia 28. And here's Red Sonja Superpowers 1. I guess that's that same girl. Red Sonja, the Superpowers 2. Red Sonja, the Superpowers 3. I tend to like the Red Sonja cosplay covers more than the Vampirellas. Just because there's so many fetching redheads that could do the Red Sonja, but I don't know, Vampirella. I've never quite seen the perfect Vampirella. I have. I've seen a really nice one, but it was I think of this actress who was what's the comic book artist who did The Rocketeer? Stevens. Anyway, I'll throw it up there, but he had this girlfriend, and this black and white picture of her is my personified Vampirella. Anyhow, here's the Red Sonja, the Superpowers 5. Here's a couple that the man from Kentucky, Mr. Southern Comfort himself, Pope G.
What is going on, YouTube comic book community? This is Pope G.
The grimiest of the YouTube comic book community popes. Red Sonja Vampirella 10. By maybe his favorite artist, Jay Lee. I won't presume to say it's his favorite artist, but I'd say Jim is he's got to be his in his top 5, I think. So, Vampirella Red Sonja, 10, 11, and 12. It's kind of a funny way to do the tape. I figure most people would double tape because they don't want this to fold up on them. But if you're going to put it so close to the center, that's going to happen anyway. It kind of seems like you could have probably just did the one, but I mean, you could easily just as well, unless you want to be like Davis Comic Finds and put it upside down maybe. But to each their own. This is mine now, so I'm probably going to do a double diagonal painter's tape. Here is the Black Tower. Mirka Andolfo doesn't exactly do erotica comics, but she definitely does titillation comics. Although these are from Italy, so for all I know, this kind of art could be Saturday morning cartoons art. But here's Unsacred from Ablaze Comics. Looks like she's about a Beelzebub spanking. So that's 1. Here's 2. I didn't get Unsacred. I got Unnatural. Here's 4. So I'm not quite sure what this is. She's an angel and she rolls with the demon Holmeses. Here's this one's done by Mirka herself. Yeah, so this just looks like a romp. This kid's about to swan dive into some low cut cleavage. Good for him. Here's issue 6. And here's issue 7. I assume it's a 12-issue run. Usually Mirka does 12-issue runs. So I almost didn't get this one just because if this is a signature, it just looks like someone scribbled out on a boob because they don't like that sort of thing. Maybe it's Brian Ball, but it looks like a half of a Jim Lee signature, if you've ever seen Jim Lee's signature. But yeah, I remember PGH talking about Rags a while ago, and looks like a pretty good time. I don't really know anyone who doesn't like this title, but Punisher War Journal. I actually got a bunch of these. I got a pretty nice little cross section of the War Journal books, but these are just some selections. These are on those brown backer boards, but these aren't the Brian Boland covers, but they're pretty nice painted covers. It's 32. I'd like to get the Brian Boland one of where he's skiing. That's kind of cool. See Frank Castle doing skiing. Pizza, French fry. Here's issue 40. So I'll keep going. I got these because I thought maybe Big Elbow might need some of them. I know my friend Tat Comics has completed his classic X-Men run, but I thought maybe Lee might need some of these. A lot of these are cool Arthur Adams covers too. Here's classic X-Men 5. 24. 28. It's 29. It's 41. It smells like the neighbors are cooking some food. And this is X-Men Classics. And I know these were put on pretty good paper from what I remember Lee saying, but Classic stories by Thomas, Adams, and Palmer. You gotta buy this every time you see it, right? For $1 at less than cover. Batman 497. Here's Lobo's back 2. I never had this one. I know it's silly. I only have the one where he's being, it's kind of a crucifixion cover by Sam Keith. But I never had Lobo's back 2. This confused me as a boy. Part of that Catwoman run. Here's 0. So now I have 0 through 1 million. And almost everything in between. Here's issue 1. So classic, right? This is the one you have balent sign. It's on the better paper. It's embossed. It's such a classic cover. I mean, this is embedded in my mind. I mean, I could be reincarnated and remember that cover. This is from Showcase 93. Here's book 2. It's a Catwoman story. This is book 4, more Catwoman. It's just an odd Marvel book. 286. I thought it was interesting because usually Todd McFarlane uses this this ruler effect with the lions. I love Archangel, love Jean, love Colossus. I saw the coolest cover. It's kind of a cheat because I didn't get it, but I still want to show it. It's from the new Gambit Rogue. It's like a Love Your 90s cover, and it's just so cool. It's everything you love about the 90s. Okay, I wound up with, well, I'm going to have the entire Spectre run of Volume 3, but I have a good fair portion of Volume 2, and I sent some of it to Tat Comics, because he was a little bit closer than I was. So I'd rather have one of us nearly have it than maybe like 6 books off. I've always enjoyed the Spectre. My first introduction to the Spectre was in the Sandman, when I believe, is it Phantom Stranger or the Demon, and they're on the surface and they see a widening white void, and they come to realize that they're on the Spectre's eyelid just as it's opening. And that was during the Alan Moore run. And I just thought, this is amazing. A, this is amazing writing. B, it's using the comic form to full effect. And C, I gotta have everything of the Spectre. I don't have any of his Silver Age stuff, any of the adventure comics, but I do have a good amount of this Volume 2 now. I just like this cover, issue 21. And this is probably my favorite cover right here. I was telling Tat, there's just something so mysterious about this. It's so eerie to me. It's like a painting, how deep the Spectre is into the midground. It's so well done. There's just something slightly aloof about it, like, you know, the footage you see of Bigfoot, or I think the most effective scene in M. Night Shyamalan's Signs, when that alien is just casually strolling. It's a South American camcorder video, but just great artists know how to shroud. There's a Charles Vess. Tat needed this one. He told me to keep it. Thank you, my brother. I love the skulls, and if I see another 14 for you. This is quite nice. Tarot card cover. Not my usual tarot either. That is elegant. Wow. Look at the way the cape and the hair are moving. Tell you, Charles Vess. My first exposure to Vess wasn't until the Jeff Smith story, Rose. Charles Vess does beautiful artwork, and since then I've gone back and I've read the work he did with Neil Gaiman and a couple of other things, and I'm impressed with Vess. So here's volume 3. These covers just always look so cool to me. This is as cool as a 90s DC book can be without being a Vertigo. Enchanting. My favorite 90s cover artist, Jim Fabry. The man who painted Preacher. So it seems that this is early Alex Ross. So that's kind of nice. I'll tell you, Alex Ross right there. What is this, issue 22? Here's a Biz cover. 27. I like this artist, Ed Bennis. Just a great artist. Here's Birds of Prey 63. Here's Birds of Prey 64. Okay. Here's Nightfall Part 13 from Showcase 93, Book 7. Part 14 from Showcase 93, Book 8. This is a Resurrection Man. And here's one I didn't really know about. PGH shared this one. And I had to be the guy who went into a long box and broke up the run. But the Nom 23, he's right, man. This one gets sniped every time. I'm the perpetrator this time. Nice little EXO show. I'm saying that wrong. It's not EXO. Anyway, The Batman Strikes 18. USO. Everything I learned reading comics. Finally got this Kelly Jones Creepshow cover. Number 5. And this, I don't even know what it is, but I knew it was a Danny cover and I snagged it. The Max Wizard Ashcan 2. By Robert Kirkham, Greg Capullo, and Todd McFarlane. Here's Haunt 11. I don't know much about Razor, but my last 6 books are of her. I only knew the one issue I had of this character because it was the first appearance of Billy Tucci's She. So it was a black and white comic by Everett Hartsoes, and it was pretty intense. It was very adult content. Well, I'll just show these. Razor 2. There's got to be so many mini-series of this. Is this one called Burn? Yeah. So that's 1 and 2 of Burn. This character's pretty cool. She looks like a precursor to a lot of the stuff I like. Cassie Hack, Katie Carva. So I just grabbed these. The box was almost full and I was just kind of throwing stuff in. So anyway, that's it. Sorry, it's a long video. I did have a lot of stuff, and actually have a lot more. I didn't try to show an entire long box, but you guys be good. Yeah, let's get this spring off to a great start, huh? And look at it, it's still light out at 6:15. Anyway, take care, and I'll talk to you later.